I just put motivation in the chat so people knew what. In general, I didn't know what it was. So. And this is recording. So. So if you want to make faces, you know you're being recorded. What's that? Yes. So I know all that. I know. Yeah, I can say. Oh, I'm not understanding the size. Like, I'd be all right. Bigger thing, English, and then
Right.
any slides you're gonna nail the right in there.
Okay.
And we'll put them up on the side too. And then. Here in a minute. Let's say, what was the sorting? Okay, 40 minutes. I'm gonna grab. Evening. Oh, okay. Take off the house. I'd say, right now, it should be a session. Right. But after the session, though, you're already back over, right? You take off the house, you bring them. So like, no, that was it. But we get them already out in the back door. Yeah, you going? Oh. That's it. That's it. You can tell me go last year. You know, something in the right or something. Well, I'll ask me. I'll ask.
It's
yeah, he's got
Yeah. So. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that was you saying motivation.
Right. Okay, I'm gonna go move pallet. Show me that. Oh, no, not. First, yes, sir. Welcome to Motivation and Incentives. I'm Fred Waltz. I'm the council colonel. I'm also my units colonel for package troop 295. Last year we were the third highest selling unit in the nation. So we did that with 14 kids. So, yeah, 146,000 with 14 kids, primary 8 of those. So this was our goals and incentive last year. So we asked that every kid raise at least 1,000, cover their registration. We don't charge dues in our unit, so that eliminates that, but we also include, they get our pack shirts as well with that and the hoodie. And then of course we tell them they're also gonna get their $30 gift card from anyone they sell out. So our next goal for them was to sell 2,500, and they got to go to the USS Midway overnight that we just did in June. We had 9 kids out of the 14 do that. So they had a blast doing it. It was a great experience for them. Most of them came back in all the aircraft and the ships and stuff that we have in our Navy and learning the stuff. So great experience. We also did Universal Studios in May for our big prize for the year. Paid for a parent and the scouts to go do that. And they also, we spent 2 days there. We did Universal for 1 day. The second day before we came home was they got to go to the Purpose Observatory in Hollywood and learn about space and the planets and weigh themselves on the scales there so they can see what they weigh on every planet and learn some science there as well. They also got to see the Tesla coil in action. So 6,000, we had 8 kids do it out of 14. So not a bad opportunity for them. My son was a top seller in the council last year, 43,000. We earned a $5,300 gift card that he'll be spending past this season, I'm sure, still. So the year before he earned 32. So great opportunity for him. Great opportunity for all your scouts.
biggest thing is to find out what motivates your kids and what their interests are. So we take a poll, we're taking a poll right this last weekend. They have until this Saturday to give me their answers of what they would like to do with that money, and we'll do that. It also pays for all of our events that we do, rockets, Time Derby, the Rain Gun Regatta, camping, we pay for everything. We did Scout Expo last year with all of our kids, pay for everything. So we spent $4,500 just to go to Expo. Out of our students. So, yeah, not cheap. Shark Reef, we did as well. We pulled up our budget. Yes. So this is our budget for last year. So we break it down between our youth registration, adult and charters. So that's what we spent on that. And then of course our awards, our bridging ceremonies, we give our scouts their neckerchiefs and slides. We don't require them to have books. The only thing that we require them to have as far as the uniform goes is the shirt. We supply the neckerchief and slide to them. I actually make custom goggles for them for our unit. So they don't have the brass ones. You tend to lose those. They fall off real easy or break. All of our activities expenses that we did, we do holiday parties, we do a Halloween party. So the kids have a good time. We pay for all the food. We usually cater them. Blue and gold, same thing, we cater it. So one of us gets the food picked up and brought. Decorations, all of that's included. Camping, Scout Expo, like I said, we spent $4,500, $250 per kid to go to Scout Expo. It's for them to camp. That paid for their Webelos, their 4 Webelos walk events, as well as any other activities, food expenses, everything else we had. All of our equipment is supplied by our unit through the fundraising. They don't have to bring anything other than a sleeping bag or blanket and pillow and cup. So we have everything. And that's been the last 4 years we've been acquired. So we're doing this. Like I said, the USS Midway and the University. We do room rentals as well, so that's covered by our budget. Because we do not meet at a school, we meet at a park. So clearly it's kind of hard to do some award ceremonies and things like that without renting space. So new equipment, we allocated $1,000 last year to buy new equipment, whatever we needed. We actually bought some new stoves, nice Camp Chef stoves. And then leader training, we allocate $1,500. That covers our unit leaders if they want to go to Wood Badge, if they want to do Blue, ILOS, specific leader training, any of that kind of stuff, it's all covered by the unit. It's a lot. It can be a lot, but it's finding what's going to drive them and what activities they want to do to get them interested in selling popcorn. Scouting is about them paying their way, about them earning their way. So that's the most important thing to take into this is getting them motivated to earn their way and learn life skills as well. So they're learning to talk to adults, learning to talk to people, period. Some kids are real shy when it comes to talking to people. My son was one of them. 4 years ago, he didn't sell very much, and it was, hi, how you doing? Now he's the first one out the door and ready to go. So it just depends on that kid and what's going to motivate your youth. I'll pull up some other incentives we have from '96. So PAC 96, they do a bingo card last year to help with incentivizing their kids to make these sales. When they would earn a prize when they do this at the next dinner or troop meet or PAC meeting, they would call up those kids that earned them and issue those incentives, whatever little trinket or device they wanted to give them. It's a great idea. A lot of units are starting to do this to bring your kids out of that and check off your thing. You can download this off this micro bingo cards and make your own. Put in what you want to put. What's going to get your kids? What's the hardest thing? You know, maybe 50 no's instead of something else that's on here. You know, in a shift. You can do that too. Whoever has the most no's, so they tally mark them, keep track. We all know the kids get no's. It's going to happen. It's encouraging them to keep going. With our $1,000 goal to reach registration covered and everything else covered for the year, they work 10 hours usually. 10 hours isn't a lot to ask from a parent and scout to pay your way. So, and for us as a unit, we start from the beginning of early bird in August until the end of the sales in December. So that's 5 months usually. Right now it's 4 this year. But they have 4 months to earn $1,000 sales. It's not a lot. I'm sure you can find 10 hours somewhere in 4 months on a weekend or weekends to get that in. So again, this is Pack 96. This is their goals and incentives from last year. They were the #1 selling unit with 55 kids last year, 226,000 in the nation. So yeah, they sold a lot. Part of theirs was going to the Silver Knights game. That was included in our units. Popcorn, if they raised 1,000, they got to go to the game. So, but for them, they did it as 2,500. They went to the Snore and Roar in San Diego Zoo. They actually were able to book out the San Diego Zoo for that Snore and Roar that day because they had so many kids and parents going. And as you can see, they did 1,500 for the kid, 2,250 if they wanted the parent to go with them. Which, what parent doesn't want to go with a kid, right? So for me, in our unit, we do not allow them to pay their way at all. So they have to earn it. So they need to make their sales if they want to go on these incentives. Every unit's different, but we don't. We always include the parent and the cubs in the packs because you're a pack level. You got to come with your parent, right? I don't want to be responsible for somebody's 8-year-old and 9-year-old. I got enough of my own kids to deal with. So troop level, you might be a little different with your incentives. I don't know if any of you are a troop in here. You troop level, they can go to Jamboree. You can pay for World Jamboree in 4 years. It's all a goal of what you're set. So for this year, for our troop, we set a goal that they can either bank it and roll it over for a couple of years, and they could maybe go to Europe. So with my oldest daughter, I just went to Europe this summer with her through Girl Scouts from cookie sales. So we went and did London, Paris, and Rome for 11 days and got to see all the history there. So a lot of learning and stuff there. She loved it. So that's something we're giving them an option to do as well. They want to go, we can go to London again, go see Gilwell, which is the home of Scouts over there. So there's a lot of history for scouting in London as well. So that's one great opportunity. World's coming up in 4 years again. They're doing it right now. That's going to be in Poland. So that's $8,000 to $10,000 that you're going to have. So as a troop level, you may bank it. You may do something else they want to go do in the next couple of years. Summer camps for troop levels. Scout Expo. That's another thing we pay for with our troop. Scout Expo. They're covered completely for that too. Their merit badge classes. We pay for those throughout the year. Any class they want to take, they're covered. So our unit is in the lower income area. A lot of parents don't have the means to pay for their kids to do this kind of stuff. And we don't want money to be an issue for Scout. So there's no reason that the Scout can't do something. All they gotta do is put in the time. I will turn it over to Kathy to do the troop level.
Very similar for us. So we're at troop 219. We're the top troop in popcorn sales with a meager 77, not quite the 120 that the Scouts. It is, for the older Scouts, they do need the funds, camping, like he was just talking about, Jamboree, summer camps. Summer camps, 350 to 600, 700, depending on where they're going. We just came back from Emerald Bay. It was wonderful, Catalina Island, amazing weather, especially with compared to the Vegas heat. Right? And what we do on the troop level, though, we do split the commissions with the Scouts. And so we give the families 20% into their own Scout account. Now the Scouts can only use that for Scout related items, but that could be uniforms, that could be any gear, any backpacking. We do have older Scouts, so backpacking is big in our troop as well. And as you buy lighter equipment, it's higher in price. And so they need special equipment. So they get 20% of the sales. They can bank that. and use it for the jamboree. They can use it throughout the year, however they do that. The troop keeps the 10%, 10 to 16, depending on what levels. I just put on here 10 to 16. Yeah. Yeah, on the incentive side from the council, we try to be conservative, so 10%, we do our budget up 10%. And so we say, okay, if we want, you know, when we're trying to decide what goal do we want for that year, for that budget, we need 6,000 to run the troop, to get the awards, to do, you know, to help the kids, to send the leaders to training. We also set 1,500 aside for leader training. I'm wearing a wood badge hat on purpose. Wood badge is a great training for the adults. If you can get the parents and leaders to go to wood badge, to go to any of this council training, the better you make the parent and the leader, the better parent they are, the better committee member they are, right? Yeah, we believe in the village. It takes a village to grow your kids. We're very isolated. Yeah, and so it's good, something like scouting where they do things together. They go camping. We do at least one camp out a month. We do 10 camp outs a year. Usually we don't do one in December. Yeah. And usually sometimes January. Yeah, but we'll either do a camping or backpacking trip. We have like special shirts that the scouts can earn. And so they all get a troop shirt. Yeah, but we have a special shirt that they have to earn it. They have to earn the backpacking shirt. They have to do 5 backpacks in order to get the silver shirt. So you'll see our scouts will have our regular shirts. We just went from red to a blue shirts. Yeah, but you'll see a lot of them wearing the silver shirt and different material, different backpacking. They had to earn that. They have to go on 5 backpacking trips. Now they're going to earn, there's going to be special sweatshirts that they can earn with 10 camp outs. Because you want them to go on the events. You want them to experience the outdoors. You want them to go to summer camp. You want them to go to jamboree. It does get expensive. So we give 20% to the scouts. We make a recommendation for the scouts, the same thing, $1,000 in sales. They get $200 plus whatever council or Trail Sand is, you know, offering in their gift cards. Yeah, we'll do raffles. So this year we are doing the bingo. So we did 2 different bingo cards. We did one bingo card. I don't know if the online can see it, but we have one bingo card that's just a simple, what's the new product this year? You know, because we want them to look to see, oh yes, s'mores is the new product. What product is $20? Because they've changed over the years. Oh, white cheddar is $20. So the more comfortable they are, like knowing the product, when they're at the storefronts, you know, how much is this or what can I buy? They already know in advance. And then we do raffles, like, hey, fill out the bingo card, and then we'll do raffles or we'll do gifts regularly during the meetings for some smaller prices. And it's crazy. The biggest thing this year so far has been the tattoos. Buy a bunch of the Mario Brothers tattoos, and they want to be able to, you know, put a tattoo on, and they're, you know, cost effective, right? They're happy, number one, to win because they got their name pulled, and they're like, oh, now I get to put, you know, raffle decal stickers. Dutch Bros, right? Hey, like, copy and duplicate. Don't reinvent the wheel. Copy, duplicate. Dutch Bros, the kids are getting excited about Wednesdays. They can go and get a decal stick. We want to go and, you know, buy a $500-600 copy, and they want the darn sticker, right? Implement that into your sales, right? Find some cool, you know, stickers or patches that you can make that, hey, you can only earn this one, right? You can only get it through sales. And then we are doing, the bingo card. We did one for the kickoff, just for them to learn the product. Another one that they'll get to mark off during the sales. And it has silly things like, somebody asks you, what rank are you? And a lot of times you get, previous scouting, you know, that's like, oh, I used to be in scouts. And sometimes they'll ask them, what's the scout oath? What's the scout law? And so we put that on there. And so now the kids are like, hey, ask me what the scout oath is. Ask me what the scout, because I want to get the darn thing marked on, right? So now they're learning scouting. They're implementing the things that they've learned, and then they can mark something off, right? We have the $3,000 club on here. as solo wagons, if they want to go as a, individual. We also try to promote patrols. So we're big on patrol method. So as a patrol, you're a patrol leader, and so you get to organize your scouts. It doesn't have to be at our meeting. Hey, go do something together. Go bowling. Go, go do something. Yeah. So patrols, wagon sales. Go get a neighborhood and say, okay, here's product, and we're gonna go 2 and 2 and hit, and what are all these scouts doing here, right? Yeah. So we'll do a different, incentives for that, for the scouts. 2 bags in 1, whatever you want to put on the bingo card. Yeah, they are free, myfreegobingocard.com. Yeah, you can generate them and they'll even scramble it for you. So then you can just put whatever topics, whatever things you want on there and make it fun. Have some silly stuff on there. And we're doing then a raffle, so they'll have bigger prizes to earn at the end of the season. Yeah, we did just this kind of just to pass out like when we did the kickoff, because it has the products and then it's basically the booklet in small form. And so the code of conduct's on there, also the prices, like, hey, what can I get? Right? Cheryl said I can earn $1,000, I can get a $30 gift card, right? On top of the incentives that you pass. Yeah. And then the patches and all the, so this was just a simple, instead of them having the parents having to go through the whole book. Hey, here's the incentives, right? You can earn the patches for getting 223 in donations. You can earn a patch, for selling as well. But that's pretty much on the troop level. Like I said, we try to promote equipment. And the troop, we've used popcorn to pay for storage, pay for the camping trips, pay for, it gets expensive when we reimburse our leaders for gas for camping because somebody has to take all the kids to the camp out. We don't want that to be part of the family. Like, oh man, I'm already taking time off work to take the kids to summer camp. I'm already doing this. So, hey, we'll reimburse as long as you're taking, scouts with you, right? And we usually will caravan to whatever locations. But popcorn has funded. We have a trailer. We actually have a trailer that we can put all the equipment when we go camping. We have 4 chuck boxes that has all the equipment. So when our scouts go camping, all they need is their sleeping bag and their clothes. So we provide the tents. We just bought brand new tents last year for the troop. We did new shirts, so we wanted to go with a different logo shirts. All those things take money, so it's good to make like a little budget. Yeah, you can do it simple, or you can go more into detail. Let the parents know, hey, we could charge you $500 a year to be in scouting. Or, hey, if we meet these goals, maybe we only charge just the recharger, right? We don't have to ask for extra dues. We can have that equipment already on hand. So if the kids need a tent, we actually do have extra sleeping bags. So if they need to, we have stuff to lend to them. For the most part, most of the kids have their own sleeping bags and they've earned their stuff for like backpacking and to go on the bigger trips. We just had 5 scouts go to Jamboree. We had an excellent time, and that's right after going to Emerald Bay for summer camp. So you do want to sell the dream, right, to the parents. Like, hey, it doesn't have to come out of your pockets. Your kids can earn it. And then also we try to implement merit badges with it. So your salesmanship merit badge for the troop level. And on the pack level, it's different. But they can earn their salesmanship merit badge just by selling popcorn. 80 to 90% of that merit badge is done. The rest is just kind of discussing and talking, to somebody else. When we do trips, like we did in the past, the U.S. Midway, we did geocaching. So we're like, okay, set your geocache. Hey, there's some amazing places for geocaching there. So they were able to earn their geocache merit badge as part of the trip, that they earn a trip. So try to think outside of the box, incorporate scouting. You do want the kids to earn their way. You really want them. Yeah, it really helps them. Like sales is everything. If you don't think that you're in sales, every job is in sales. You're always selling yourself. You're always, hey, if you want the promotion, you got to sell yourself. How do I look different? How do I do things, right? So the more comfortable the kids are talking to kids, and our kids start, when they're little, sometimes they're, they're cute. We try to pair up the small kids with the bigger kids. So a lot of times the younger kids are cute, and they're just like, oh, bring them to the table. And then the other scouts like, that's their thrill. They go back, and rotate. So they split the sales, but together they sell more. Yeah. Any questions? For us? Are you guys pack level? Pack and your church. And so different ways, right? At the pack level, all the funds stay with the pack and then they can do it. Troop level, we split it. It's just that as a committee, decide on something and then work it from there. And if you guys want to.
Biggest thing is finding out what your kids are interested in, and getting them motivated to sell. Because if you can provide something that they really want to do on the end, they're going to want to reach that goal. So our kids decide every year what they get to do. So they decided last year Universal. So those 8 kids worked hard to get to Universal. This year they're working on it right now. We're not sure what they're going to do. We'll see what they come up with. They all earn Amazon gift cards for selling. That drives some of them. That competition between each other, because little kids tend to have competition, want to be better than the next kid. My daughter, she's one of the worst about that. Now, to be honest, she joined 2 years ago, and one of the boys told her, well, you're a girl, you can't sell. So she set out to be better than them, and she did. So this last year, she was 10th, the highest ranked girl in popcorn. So, because she got told again, you're not going to beat me, I'm going to beat you. And she said, no, you're not. So sometimes motivation comes from places you don't expect it. But my top 2 sellers in my unit was my son and one other kid. They were number 1 and number 3 in the nation, or number 1 and number 3 in our council. So my son sold 43,000. Sebastian sold 42,600, like 600. They wanted to be number 1 and number 2 in the council. Lost it by $200. So, but that drive was there. They egged each other on and they worked together sometimes they didn't, and they just drove each other. So motivation comes from strange places. Like I said, some kids want to be that number 1 in Big Spin. Some kids want to go to Big Spin. That's all they care about. So my son 4 years ago was the first year we sold popcorn. He sold $2,700 and he made it to Big Spin. Went back and talked about how it was so cool. And he got those prizes. Next year, now I've got 4 kids. Next year I had 6. No, this last year I had 8 kids there. So things drive the kids that you don't expect sometimes. Some of them just want to Amazon gift card. They want to buy something mom and dad say, I'm not buying it, get it yourself. So use your birthday money, use your Christmas money, whatever, or go ask grandma to buy that for you. So sometimes motivation comes from places we don't expect and they'll do it. So incentives, there's all sorts of incentives you can offer. It just depends on what your unit's comfortable doing. With my unit, we make sure they learn something scouting related at the same time getting something fun. So no matter what trip we go on, we make sure it ties in scouts. So hopefully they're going to pick the aquarium sleepover this year for the Cubs. The Boy Scouts, they're leaning more towards going on a trip in a couple years. So, and they go to the world in 4 years in Poland, which would be something crazy to think about. But anything else you want to know about? I'm always available. I'm popcorn kernel for council. So if you guys need to reach out, you can. More than welcome. I'll help you anywhere I can. That's what I'm here for. So I appreciate you guys coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Check online and see if there was any,
There was a
how much,
stuff.
how much each. So Adrian asked how much of each item of the popcorn sales money goes to Scouts profit and how much for the company. So it's over 73% comes back to scouting. The top amount of commission you can earn as a unit is 36% if you meet all the check boxes. The standard is 30%. And then council gets their portion and Trails End gets their portion aside from that. So each unit has the opportunity to earn between 30 and 36%. I hope that answers your question. Any other questions online? And it doesn't look like it. So appreciate everyone coming and hope you have a great popcorn session season and look forward to working with all of you again.
Thanks, Brad.
Picture of your booth in the first picture.
Yes.
Okay, no picture of that.
Thank you for coming.
We're under cheers.
Trust me, it's taken 4 years to get where we were at.
Now.
Like I said, we started out the first year, I had 2 kids selling, and we sold 60. So it's, you know, and then the next year, yes, I did.
Or something a little bit. Yeah, very impressive.
Yeah, it takes a lot of work.